Beautiful land, I'm longing for you, and someday on the stand where my home shall be eternal. View the land, sweet view the land. I kind of homesick for country which I've never been before. No sad goodbyes will there be spoken, for time won't matter anymore. View the land I am longing for you, and someday on the stand for my home shall be eternal. View the land, view the land, sweet view the land, view the land, sweet view the land. All high praises to Yahuwah Elohim Most High. 6 days have now ended since YAH'S Sabbath of the first quarter of the moon, IYYAR 8, 6008, and it does my heart great joy to see the full moon in the east already, bearing witness to this great universe that Yahuwah creation Sabbath of the full moon, IYYAR 15th, have arrived. Today also would have been the second chance for Israel to celebrate the Passover and also the Feast of Unleavened Bread. This provision was made by Yah through Moses for those who were ceremonially unclean for the first biblical month of the year, Nisan. And so Numbers 9 carry that story. Yes, this is Yah's appointed time, and Yahuwah requires that his feast days, his worship days, be according to the appointed time. And I am here this evening in this beautiful community to make it known once more that Constantine of Rome have removed Yahuwah's Sabbath from the new moon and the 4 phases of the moon. Yes, I am actually, in a sense, without my usual Bible. I want to apologize to my subscribers and my viewers that I am not able to reply to your likes because I was burnt out and I don't have access to my computer. But there is something which is on my mind, which there the moon, you can see the moon bearing witness to Yah's Sabbath, and I'm hoping that I can bring out what I would like to say or what has come into my spirit. In Deuteronomy, yes, Deuteronomy 7. I'm going to see if I can access that verse this evening, because Yahuwah has placed a special blessing on Israel. And we do know that Israel was enslaved in Egypt by Pharaoh. And they were enslaved because Pharaoh was afraid of how the Israelites were being increasing in the land and how strong and mighty they were, because Yahuwah was with them. And as a result, they were enslaved. I am going to look at Deuteronomy 7, verses 7, where it tells us that Yahuwah had chosen Israel to be his peculiar people. Verses from this sketchy Bible, it says, "For you are a people, but I will restore Yah's name though, because they have God and Lord. For you are a people holy to Yahuwah your Elohim. Yahuwah your Elohim has chosen you out of all the peoples on the face of the earth to be his peculiar people, his treasured possession." Yahuwah did not choose you. Let me say it. Yahuwah did not choose you or set his affection on you because you were numerous than other peoples, for you were the fewest of all peoples. But it was because Yahuwah loved you and kept the oath he swore to your forefathers that brought you out with a mighty hand and redeem you from the land of slavery, from the power of Pharaoh, king of Egypt. Now therefore, that Yahuwah your Elohim is Elohim. Let's see what the other verse says. Yes, let's see what the other verse has said. Yes. Faithful Elohim, keeping his covenant to those who love, to those keeping his covenant of love to thousands generation, and those who love him by keeping his commandments. I'm gonna push this before me. Yes, it said those who hate him, he will repay to their face by destruction. He will not be slow to repay to their face those who hate him. All right. So yes, Yahuwah has chosen Israel to be his own peculiar people of all the nations of the earth. But because Israel strayed from Yah, strayed from the commandment of Yah, Israel have been degraded, I must say, enslaved. And today, we as Israelites do not even know that we are Israelites. But we are Yahuwah's chosen people, and Yahuwah says he has placed his love upon me, upon us. There is a story that came to my mind, and it is the story about Balaam. He is what we would call an unfaithful servant. The scripture said that he usually cursed by sorcery. And so this king by the name of Balak wanted to destroy or to fight, to make war against Israel. But because of the blessing that Yah placed on Israel, Balak was afraid to challenge Israel. And so he hired Balaam the prophet to curse Israel in order that he would be able to fight against Israel. Balaam inquired of Yahuwah whether or not he should go to answer the request of Balak. Yahuwah told him not to go, but he insisted and went. And on his journey, the Malachim of Yahuwah stand in the way between Balaam. And we are told that the donkey he was riding saw the Malach of Yahuwah and step out of the way, because the Malach had a sword drawn in his hand. But and as a result, Balaam got crushed thrice. And he beat the donkey 3 times. The last time the donkey, in order to escape the sword, laid down with Balaam. And Balaam beat the donkey. I think I need to find it and read it. Balaam beat the donkey, and Yahuwah opened the mouth of the donkey. And the donkey spoke and asked, "What have I done that you have beat me these 3 times?" I'm going to see if I can find this story. And so the donkey said, "I'm your donkey. I've been taking you all over, wherever you go. Have I acted like this before?" And Balaam agreed that that's not the behavior of the donkey. The scripture says that Yahuwah opened the eyes of Balaam, and he saw the angel, or the Malachim, with his sword drawn. I think I need to find it. Let's see, verses 22. Hope I can see. 22. I'm longing for you, and someday 22:28, and I'll stand. 22. Then the Malachim of Yahuwah moved ahead and stood in the narrow place where there was no room, either to the right or to the left. When the donkey saw the Malachim of Yahuwah, she lay down under Balaam, and he was angry and beat her with his staff. Then Yahuwah opened the donkey's mouth and said to Balaam, "What have I done to you to make you beat me these 3 times?" Balaam answered the donkey, "You have made a fool of me. If I had a sword in my hand, I would have killed you now." Then the donkey said to Balaam, "Am I not your own donkey, which you have always ridden? To this day, have I been in the habit of doing this to you?" Well, that was the question. Anyway, we have to go forward because we never have enough time. But the gist of the story, Yahuwah allowed Balaam to go to Balak. But Yahuwah commanded Balaam that you are to only speak what I command you to speak. And I'm going to see if I can find Numbers 25 and just see what happened. Let's just see what happened. 25. Let me look. 25. I'm going to see 35, what it says. Beautifully, I am longing for you. Where is it? And some. Where is it? On the stand for my home shall be eternal. Wonder if I'll get to see it. Oh. Beautiful land, sweet blue, verse 35. Beautiful. Go. I'm gonna try. I wonder if it's 35. Hey, beautiful land. I'm tired for a country. I don't know. Oh no, not that. You're the lane. Yeah, it's 25. 22. It's 22. I messed up. Yes. Yes, this is where it was. I think. How do I get it now? Let's see if I can see. Oh, I want to see. All right. Yes. It's hard on me to see. Yes. Yes, so he went back to found him standing beside his. Yes. Well, what it Yah commanded Balaam that he should go and do what he was asked, but instead of cursing Israel, a blessing was placed upon him. Balak brought from Aram, the king of Moab, from the eastern mountain. Come, he said, curse Jacob for me. Come and denounce Israel. Come and denounce Israel. He says, how can I curse those who Elohim has not cursed? How can I denounce whom Yahuwah has not denounced? He says, from the rocky peak, I see them. From the heights, I view them. I see a people who live apart and do not consider themselves one of the nations. Who can count the dust of Jacob or number the fourth part of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and may my end be like theirs. So, instead of cursing Israel, Balaam ended up blessing Israel. But the story did not end like that. Balaam encouraged and counseled Balak to lead Israel, or to lead Israel into sin. And because of Balaam's counsel, Balak enticed Israel, and Israel went into sin. And the record tells us that because Israel went into idolatry with the people of Balak, Yahuwah sent a plague in among Israel, killing 24,000 people. And it is said that it was this Levites by the name of Eleazar, who went into the court and saw this Israelite with this heathen woman in the act of sexual relationship, and use the sword to pierce both of them through the body. That lessened the plague and the wrath of Yahuwah. The call is Israel. I am out of time. But Yahuwah is calling us to return to his laws, because it is the law that give us power. No wonder the Christian church teaches that the law is done away with, because they know that if we keep the law of Yahuwah, our relationship with him, we'll have power over our enemies. I think it is Isaiah 59 verses 2 says, "But your sin have separated you from you and your Elohim, so that he cannot hear your prayers." Let us return to Yah. Let us keep his Sabbath at the fixed set time. As you can see, there is the moon bearing witness that it is Yah's Sabbath of the full moon. IR 15, 6008. Let us be obedient so that we may eat the good of the land. May we not refuse and rebel. If we do, we are told that we will be devoured with the sword. So let us return to the law of Yahuwah, so that we may have right to the tree of life and may enter in through the gate into the city. Yes, this is Yah's Sabbath of the full moon of the second biblical month. IR 15, 6008. To us a sign shall be throughout all eternity. Yes, the Sabbath is determined by the new moon and the 4 phases of the moon. The Sabbath is the sign between Yahuwah and his people Israel. May we remember your Sabbath day, and may we gladly keep it holy. Shalom. Shalom. Happy Sabbath.